Hey guys, it's Sean Klinger with Vinyl. I am here with Jason Thomas from Fly Racing, and we are looking at the 2022 gear from Fly Racing. So what's new? What do we got going on?
Well, there's a lot that goes into these lines, right? It's we're about 18 months out as far as working on new lines. So for me, I've been staring at these designs and these new construction changes and all this stuff for a very long time, and it's finally that time where we get to show you, and then of course we get to show the public as well. So each year, it's really about refinement. We feel like we've taken a lot of steps forward over the years, and a lot of times we don't really want to fundamentally change everything. It's just how can we be a little bit better year in and year out. That's what you'll see with the 2022 line. Almost every single line has just subtle changes that we felt like we could just make it a little better. We didn't have to do a complete rethink. It was just where we feel like we were a little bit weak. Where is the industry kind of trending? How can we incorporate new materials or new cuts or new ideas and then make the line a little bit better?
Well, so from last year, the Lite gear set got the whole new pant situation. No fly, just the boa. I think a lot of people really responded well to that. So that's returning, obviously.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
So anything else in that lineup that's going to be different other than colorways?
Right. And we didn't make huge changes because that was such a revolutionary change, right? To have a zipperless entry. We're still telling that story. There are a lot of customers, they pick the pant up and they're like, well, how do I get into this thing? So we knew that was going to take time. There are a lot of people that they need to be able to absorb that and give it a real shot and come back to it. So we didn't feel like it was the right time to really make another change to that. So we're still trying to get that message out there and get that concept absorbed. I think long term, you're going to see more and more of that throughout the industry, because if you really think about it, if you have stretch materials, you don't really need a zipper anymore, because the pants being so solid before is really what disallowed you getting in the pant. If everything stretches and you have this boa dial that loosens everything, that kind of is your zipper. So we're continuing on with that story. We made a couple subtle changes to the Evo pant, the ride height a little bit, just feedback that we had gotten both from our professional athletes and then the consumers as well. And we really depend on the consumer to kind of tell us what they want out of a pant. A pretty significant change to the Kinetic line, which is what we consider to be the workhorse. It's a mid-price point, but at the same time, our Supercross guys wear it. The guys in Lucas Oil Pro Motocross are wearing it right now. So it has all of these different uses. So we tried to true that up a little bit. One of the feedback comments that we had gotten over the years was that in the legs and in the knees, it was a little bit too big. There was a little bit
baggy.
Yeah, a little bit baggy, a little bit of excess material, especially if you're a smaller guy like myself. And if you really think about a pant like that, I always refer to this for myself. I wear a 32. Well, Benny Bloss, who is a fly racing rider, he wears a 32 as well. He's 6'5".
Yeah.
So how do you build a pant that can work for both of those body sizes when you have the same waist? So we wanted to try to true that up a little bit and make it work a little bit better for everyone.
Okay.
So you're going to see that it's just a little bit more of an accurate cut that I would really think.
Is that more just in the pants or just you too?
Just really in the pant.
Okay.
And that was we just got the same comment over and over and over. It just needed a little bit of an adjustment. Okay. And we didn't want to go too far, right? We don't want to kind of push anybody away from that pant. If they enjoyed that bagginess, they're still going to have that. But for a guy like myself or anybody who is taller and leaner, I think they're going to like that pant a little bit better.
Yeah, and that goes into what you were saying a little bit earlier, that now that Fly has such a broad range of the different styles of gear, you can go all in on those different types.
Yeah, and that's one of the benefits of the brand being so large now, is we can really try to custom tailor lines to specific wants and needs, right? Whether it's Evo, Lite, Kinetic, or the F16 line, each of them is purpose-built for a specific customer now. And I think they do a good job of still crossing over into different needs, but if you want something with stretch materials and a premium cut, athletic cut, you can go to that Evo and the Lite, right? And it has that compression feel and very athletic and very modern with all the trends you're seeing, whether it's Under Armour or one of those brands like that. Or if you want something that kind of does it all, like I was mentioning with Kinetic, you have that as well. We offer it in a mesh version as well for summer, right? It's pretty warm out here right now, so you get that Kinetic mesh. And then your F16, we really like the graphic on it, but it's really built more towards recreational riders, right? We don't market it as a racing gear, but we know, and you know as well, there are so many people that they just like to ride dirt bikes. Right. They don't race. Maybe they watch the races on the weekend, but they just want to go camping and ride their dirt bike on the weekends, and that F16 is really perfectly built for them and at a price point that really works for them too.
And then with the helmets, there's a newer price point in the Formula helmet.
Yeah, so we introduced in 2019 the full formula, right? So your 12K carbon, all the highest grade protection with Rheon technology and all those things. That was the first release for us. Last year, we launched the Formula CC. So all the same protection in a carbon composite version. Took $200 off the retail price. So hopefully that introduced some new customers to it that just weren't able to stretch up to that $689 price point. So for 2022, now we're bringing in yet another option, which is the Formula CP. So now you're in a polycarbonate version of the Formula, and you bring that price point down to $250.
And it still has the Rheon and some of the other stuff.
It does, yeah, and you're still only at 3.1 pounds. So still incredibly light. But if you're been sitting at home and you've been watching Supercross and you've seen these Formula commercials and you're like, man, that tech looks awesome. Right. I don't know about that. That's a lot of money, right? I have 3 kids and I can't get them all. I think this $250 Formula CP really opens the door for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's really cool. So lastly, working with some of the racers, like what is their feedback? What is their involvement? Because that's kind of a cool thing. I always like that, when it's race developed and then you could buy it. So it's like working with the racers and getting some of that tech into what you can buy.
It's interesting. And of course I raced for a really long time, so I understand their side of it, but I also have to incorporate a sales and a durability side, because for them, they're always just wanting to push the edge of innovation. They just want new tech, performance, and if it falls apart at the end of a 35, they don't care. They literally don't care if it falls off their body riding back to the semi. Job done, right? Well, for us, we have to make sure that our brand can be depended on, and customers want their products to last a season or multiple seasons at times, right? So we're in this tough spot where we need to really push the edge of tech. We need to continue to innovate, but also we need to make sure that we keep that durability in the line so it is consumer friendly. So it's a tightrope that you're walking there, but I think we're doing a good job of that, of getting them the stretch materials, introducing new technologies like we did with the Formula, but making sure that that product can be dependent on to last all season as well. Yeah, the last thing I would add is, we're really making a big push with our Zone Pro goggle. Justin Brayton ran that in Supercross Series this year, got a podium at Houston in that goggle. And I think you're going to continue to see that. We're going to be introducing new athletes for 2022. So if you've never tried a fly racing goggle before, I think this is a really great opportunity. And I think you're going to find it on par with all the premium brands out there.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Cool.
And
thank you.
If you're on YouTube, click like and subscribe. If you're on our website, check out YouTube. And thanks for watching.